Hello everyone and welcome to Back to School Night at Harriton High School. I'm Miss Dietz and I will be your students' chemistry teacher this year. We have a fabulous chemistry classroom here at Harriton. As your student walks in each day, they will find their assigned seat and look around to see all the supplies we will be using this year for our laboratory experiments. I think it is so important that I know your students and that they know me so that we can communicate well. They already know a little bit about me. I'm going to share that information with you as well. I grew up in Lower Merion School District and attended Marion Elementary, Bala Kinwood Middle School, and Lower Merion High School. After high school, I went to Cornell University to study chemistry. I said I absolutely would not be a teacher because my mom and all my aunts are teachers. They used to bring all the cousins together at my grandmother's cabin and spend the summers running their version of school in the woods in Michigan. After a few years studying chemistry in college, I was asked to be a teaching assistant for one of the chemistry classes. I was desperate for a job that would pay my tuition, so I happily accepted the position, but I thoroughly enjoyed working with the students in introductory chemistry. I continued to be a teaching assistant for the remainder of my years at Cornell and started taking education classes as well. My mom did not tease me at all when I decided to get my master's in teaching by staying on campus for another year after I graduated. My first year teaching was at Ithaca High School, but my high school chemistry teacher at Lower Merion encouraged me to apply for a job at Harriton the following year. I did and was excited to come back home. This is my 12th year at Harriton and I love my job. I live in Narberth with my husband and 2 daughters. Quinn is a first grader at Belmont Hills, and Harper will start there next year. We also have 2 giant dogs. Most students who bump into me in downtown Narberth notice Fang and Baker first. I look forward to seeing some of your kids on our walks. I can't wait to get to know your students. Feel free to email me an anecdote about them if you have the time. This will help me get to know them better. This year is the first time many students are putting together math and science. A lot of mathematical concepts are used to master chemistry, and students are often a little intimidated by this because they say math is hard. To reframe this, I often tell them that practicing math in math class and in chemistry class will help them get better at math. Our whole chemistry department here at Harriton works together to make a rigorous honors course that will review core math concepts while also challenging students to apply those skills to real-world situations. We know that word problems are the toughest kind, and we will support them in improving those problem-solving skills. Let's go over some of the details. First of all, your students can find everything they need for our course on Blackboard. The most helpful place to look will be on the weekly plan that has all of the assignments that we will do each day. I will hand them print copies of any class activities, but they can find digital copies on this document. I will post it on the Friday before each week so students can preview what we are working on, but I encourage them not to work ahead because more instructions will be given in class. Additionally, sometimes plans have to change a little, and I modify them in real time on the weekly plan, so it is always an accurate reflection of what we have completed. This is a good place for your student to keep track of their assignments and a spot to get a document if they have been absent or misplaced a piece of paper. There is also a place at the bottom of the weekly plan to see what assignments are due and when. Because the weekly plan is a tough format to see a whole unit all at once, I have an overview for each unit along the left side of our Blackboard page that students can navigate to. This is often helpful at the end of a unit while students are reviewing for an assessment, or if they have a missing assignment and they aren't sure which day we completed it in class. This year, students will have a lot to do each day in chemistry, and you can expect that they will have a little bit of homework each night. I often give multiple nights to complete assignments because I know on any given day there might already be a lot scheduled for my students: soccer games, HTC practice, piano lessons, or family commitments. With multiple nights, hopefully your students will find a chunk of time for chemistry. I encourage them to work a little each night and not save things until the night before they are due. But I also recognize that they are still learning time management skills. If your student is ever having trouble with a homework assignment, Encourage them to come and see me during lunch and learn. We have a half hour each day so that we can work together on anything they have questions about. And I often set aside class time for answering homework questions as well. If they are having trouble and for some reason cannot come to lunch and learn, you can encourage them to go to the Learning Center during a study hall. Teachers are assigned there to help students in all subjects. Or to send me an email with a screenshot of their work so that I can help via email. Students in honors chemistry are often very concerned about their grades. Help me refocus them on learning. If your student misses one homework assignment or turns in a few assignments late or does not do their best on an assessment, it will not have a great impact on their grade by the end of the year. By the end of the year, we will have hundreds of points in the grade book, which will be a very good picture of their overall performance. Any one assignment is not a big deal, but how they respond to it will be. Chemistry is cumulative, so missing homework could mean not getting the practice that they need on a core concept that will show up again and again. I will encourage them to keep working on those skills, to review tests after they are completed, and to understand their mistakes and how to correct them so that they do not make them again when the concept is reassessed. I hope at the end of this year that your students have learned a lot of chemistry, but also that they are better students, that they have better learned how to learn and how they learn individually. I hope they also develop some greater independence and ownership of their learning, while also lighting a few things on fire, with all safety precautions taken, of course. A few other details. I update PowerSchool regularly. If a student is missing an assignment, there will be a 0 in PowerSchool. They can still turn that assignment in for partial credit up until the end of the quarter. The students have a lot of digital platforms to assist them in learning, but I understand that this can be a challenge to navigate. I created a document to help them keep track of those sites for chemistry class. 2 notable programs are the online textbook, which is a great resource that I encourage over just Googling things, because it's tailored to the exact level of chemistry we will be learning. Google will find anything from middle school to postgraduate level chemistry. Another notable program they will use is Chem 101. This is where a lot of their problem sets will be posted. One of the coolest features of this program is that it gives students multiple tries to get a problem correct, and it gives them links to an OpenStax textbook for help if they are struggling. I usually set the limit at 5 tries for a problem, but tell students to try it twice, and if they still haven't gotten the problem correct, the red X they see stands for I need help, and that should trigger them to think, I will go to Learn 1 to see Miss Dietz. I have already modeled this in class for them. I am happy to do a problem with them, prompting them through each of the steps when they are stuck. In other words, there's no excuse to get less than 100% on Chem 101 because I will help them master all the concepts. Any red X's just tell us what we need to work on more together. One other detail, your students should have a few supplies to support their success. A place to put hole punch papers, maybe a binder, writing utensils, and a scientific calculator. It is super important that they bring these every day. Finally, if there's ever an issue that your student is having trouble navigating on their own, feel free to reach out. I am a member of the team here to support your student, and I am excited to work with your family this year.